some of the world's wealthiest, like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, say they followed the same principles of John D. Rockefeller to unlock success. John D. Rockefeller was the classical rags to riches story, rising from a humble clerk to the richest on earth in 1907. His principles propelled him to build the Standard Oil empire, which at one point controlled over 90% of America's entire oil refineries. In fact, in 1916, at the age of 76, John D. Rockefeller was worth $1.5 billion, which now equals a staggering $400 billion. Yep, Rockefeller has been both admired and vilified, but his principles for achieving wealth have stood the test of time. This video reveals the key lessons we can all learn from the man who became the world's first billionaire. We've put in countless hours of research and effort to list the top 7 wealth-building lessons from Rockefeller's life so you don't have to. By the end of this video, you'll know the same strategies that helped many people build huge fortunes. Don't miss a single one of these game-changing insights. Watch the entire video to unlock the secrets to financial freedom. Let's get to the topic. Number 1, have a plan. John D. Rockefeller was crazy organized and had his goals on lock from a really young age. Rockefeller had a specific financial goal in mind from a young age. His goal as a young adult was to make $100,000 and live to be 100 years old. And guess what? He didn't just surpass his financial goal. He went on to become the world's first billionaire. But the point is, he had a clear target he was working towards. And get this, John didn't just have long-term plans. Every day and every hour were carefully planned. One of his biographers said Rockefeller's day was meticulously planned, with each hour dedicated to specific tasks. His schedule was mechanical and rigidly compartmentalized, from work to religion, family, and exercise. So yeah, for most of us, intensely structured schedules seem like bondage. But it was his way to freedom which allowed him to maximize his productivity. Number 2, have a strong work ethic. From the time he was just a little kid, Rockefeller had that grind mindset on lock. Even as a poor child, he was already disciplined like hell. Every single day without fail, he'd leave his boarding house dressed to the nines in a dark suit and tie. Nope, he wasn't going to play or anything. This dude would be out there pounding the pavement from one business to the next, looking for work. He said himself, "I was working every day at my business, the business of looking for work. I put in my full time at this every day." It only got more intense as Rockefeller built his oil empire. The guy was legendary for being the first one in the office and the last one to leave each day. In fact, Rockefeller himself credited a lot of his success to that strong work ethic. He famously advised others to do the common things uncommonly well. And get this quote from the legend himself: "When work goes out of style, we may expect to see civilization totter and fall." Bottom line is, if we want to get rich, we got to develop that same level of hustle and grind. No excuses, no days off, just put in that work, day in and day out, and don't let anything stop you. It ain't easy, but hey, that's what separates the ones getting filthy rich, am I right? Number 3, be thrifty. Rockefeller wasn't born rich, and his mother taught him to track every single penny he earned and spent. This principle guided him his whole life, avoiding any wasteful spending. The man believed that true wealth wasn't about flaunting your riches, but managing and reinvesting that cash properly. This frugal mindset extended to every part of his business too. When building his oil empire, Rockefeller was relentless about cutting costs and maximizing efficiency. He vertically integrated all his operations to eliminate having to pay third parties. For example, instead of buying wooden barrels for transporting oil, Rockefeller supplied his own timber and made his own barrels. So, ask yourself, are you getting max value out of every dollar? It may not be the flashiest way to live, but hey, that's how you build real, lasting wealth. Now, before we move ahead, I've got a quick request. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It wasn't that difficult, was it? Now let's get back to the topic. Number 4, improve your communication skills. One of the most fascinating things about John D. Rockefeller was his crazy ability to connect with people and win them over. Rockefeller had this unique approach where he would talk solely about his company without ever trying to directly sell his services. As he said, "I learned very quickly that the most reasonable way to establish a business relationship was to announce the opening of a new company, but not to mention that we wanted orders. Instead, he would just introduce his biz, but he'd never push for an immediate deal." And you know what happened? They began to receive orders one after another in such numbers that they could hardly keep up with them. Rockefeller's partners and friends were always struck by his silver-tongued persuasiveness. But he himself insisted it wasn't about being inherently cunning or manipulative. As he put it, "It is important not to possess qualities but to use them properly." By strategically controlling the convo, focusing on providing value instead of a hard sell, Rockefeller effortlessly drew in partners and customers. His communication approach was the total opposite of the typical aggressive pitch. And yet, it proved crazy effective in building his oil empire. So, try to get better at talking to people, learn how to make conversations interesting, and make others feel comfortable. You might meet a big business owner at a small party today, and they might offer you a great job tomorrow. Be confident in yourself. Number 5, find your passion. If your only goal is to become rich, you will never achieve it. That's what the man used to say. For him, the true path to wealth and success was pursuing something greater than just personal gain. Like he put it, "I believe that the power to make money is a gift from God, to be developed and used to the best of our ability for the good of mankind." This sense of higher purpose permeated every aspect of Rockefeller's life and work. He was known for being a meticulous, innovative, strategic businessman, qualities that stemmed not from just wanting riches, but from a genuine passion for what he was doing. One biographer noted, Rockefeller had a natural passion for detail that with the years, he had to modify to be more efficient. His relentless drive to optimize and improve was fueled by a deep love for his craft, not just the money. Rockefeller summed it up perfectly with this quote, "There is nothing more despicable and pathetic than a man who devotes all his time to making money for the sake of money itself." He believed true fulfillment came not from just chasing riches, but from a deeper, more meaningful purpose. So figure out your higher purpose, what you're genuinely obsessed with building, and go all in on that vision. It's that sense of greater meaning that will fuel you through the grind and help you create something truly great. Money comes and goes, but living your purpose, that's priceless. Number 6, honesty. Being reliable and honest was a huge part of Rockefeller's philosophy. He believed in observing decency in all relations with partners, and not striving for short-term gain at the expense of ethics. Rockefeller wrote that entrepreneurs often try to justify shady practices by saying they had no other options. However, he said if you accept the rules of fair trade for yourself and stick to that principle, it'll be much easier to build a successful, sustainable business. Responsible execution of duties, doing business only by the rules of fair trade. Rockefeller knew long-term success is impossible if the entrepreneur doesn't adhere to honest actions. Those honest practices alone can inspire real confidence and trust in merchants and partners. And Rockefeller emphasized that this trust is like invaluable capital that's always accumulating in value if you nurture it. It's worth the effort to not stray from the straight, carefully trodden paths of trust and integrity. Don't be tempted by shady roundabouts promising temporary, rapid profits. As he said, it's impossible to always be a winner in everything. Sometimes you gotta take the ethical high road even if it's harder in the short term. Build that reputation, because that's what generates the deep trust that powers long-term success. Number 7, diversify. John D. Rockefeller understood the importance of diversifying investments, including into tangible assets like real estate. Rockefeller recognized that real estate is an imperishable asset, ever increasing in value, and the basis of all security and about the only indestructible security. Rockefeller's investment strategy was all about seeking out opportunities that provided steady, reliable returns over the long term. After stepping away from the day-to-day at Standard Oil, he continued holding his shares and collecting them dividend payments, which allowed him to keep growing his wealth even without being in control. By diversifying investments and focusing on reliable income like dividends and real estate, Rockefeller amassed a fortune that would be worth over $400 billion in today's dollars. And there you have it, the top 7 wealth-building lessons from John D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire. While his level of wealth may seem unattainable, the good news is that you don't need to become a billionaire to apply these same strategies to your life and business. Many of today's most successful entrepreneurs, like Elon Musk and others, have cited Rockefeller as a major influence in how they approach building their empires. If you found this video helpful, you must watch our other video on top 12 things poor people waste money on. Just click on the link that will pop up at the end of this one. And of course, don't forget to leave a like and share it with someone you think might be interested in taking their wealth to the next level. We will see you soon in another video.